Hello, everyone, and welcome to Historically Black Sense News. I'm Shamai Cook. On today, program, we have a special guest in the building. He is he's not just a Alabama A&M University student. He is a member of the Marching Maroon and White, and he is a licensed professional race driver. Please welcome Jahan Davis to the show. Hello, Jahan. Welcome to the show.
Hello, good evening. How's everybody doing? It's so nice to be here. And I actually really admire y'all guys' page. Y'all always post my band and like HBCU stuff. I really admire that.
Oh, thank you. We're here to amplify historically black colleges here on Historically Black Sense News. You are a sophomore at Alabama A&M, and you are you're a bass drummer on the band there. What made you want to go to Alabama A&M?
What made me want to go to Alabama A&M? I took a tour here like a year ago. Not. And when I came here, I was like, oh, it's a nice campus. I heard it had a really good engineering program. And when I came here, I got the tour. I got a real home vibe. Like I just felt like I would be taken care of. I would
Yeah.
just be watched over, and I felt like I would get what I was needed. And the engineering program here is really well. And they also have a formula SAE program, which ties
Yeah. Like I said in the intro, you're a professional driver. You've been driving for 5 years, driving in the Formula 4, and then you also drive many vehicles since before college. You play golf, so you're kind of like a double. Triple threat, as they will say. You play golf, you play the drums, you drive professionally. How do you manage that while being a full time student?
Well, I actually took a my freshman year. I took a year off to make sure I stayed focused on my books and stuff like that.
Okay.
Because racing, it can be like very, very, very demanding. And I finished my first year with a 3.3. And but this year, since I've like navigated through college, I'm gonna be able to manage like racing and being at a HBCU this year. But I just found a way to manage my time throughout all my crafts, and I still managed to stay focused with my studies.
Yeah, you made progress in your lifetime in racing. Like I said, with a career in 5 years, just 5 years. But in many cases, racing and professional racing it's not that many people that look like you or me. But you still press on and still do what you love in racing. How do you deal with navigate that? Being the minority in that sport, and still be successful. How do you navigate that?
Well, first off, I'm pretty strong when it comes to that. I don't let like outside noise get to me because we all be the same color. We both have the same interests. Like I like cars as much as you do. I want to be a racing driver just like you do. So I don't think there's any difference there. But I have dealt with racism during like racing and stuff like that. And I've also been the black driver, the only black driver in many numerous races. Like for example, I was invited to go to drive in Daytona at the Super Speedway for a sprint kart race there, and there was 40, like 50, 40 national drivers there and like competing.
Hmm.
And I had so the whole weekend that we were battling with trying to find the right tune for the car, right setup. We couldn't really figure out the tire temperature, the like ride height for the kart. So eventually we were just like, okay, we're gonna do our own thing because everybody kept telling us like two different things. It wasn't adding up. So once we did that, me and my
Yeah,
family, my dad and my mom,
yeah.
my mechanics, we done that, and I started the race in 22nd out of 40. I qualified 22nd out of 40 drivers. And the first lap, we were going through the turns. I got knocked out. I got put out and got knocked down the last. I ended up driving my way all the way back up to 20 position. I ended up getting like the hard charger award, which is like the most positions gained award for that race. And that drive actually landed me the invitation to the Skip Barber Racing School, which where I got my FIA license, which licensed me to drive Formula 4, NASCAR, or IndyCar, anything like that.
Yeah, being from a historically black college and university, how do you represent your school while driving? Alabama A&M uh you know is in a historic environment in Alabama. But can you talk about how do you promote racing to your fellow classmates, or your fellow people, your bandmates, you might say, um, on your interest, because this is not something that's normal. It's not like a go to sport when people grow up say, "Oh, I want to be a race car driver." Usually, especially black males, they usually say at football or baseball. I mean, football, basketball. So, growing up or now, what made you want to get into racing to start off with, and how do you promote it now at Alabama A&M?
Well, what made me want to get into racing, I my dad always tells a story of how when I was a baby, I was always a hyperactive child. So I was always bouncing around. But he said there was this one particular day there was a race on the TV, and I was kind of like locked in. And I also grew up around my grandfather, who was a mechanic who worked on cars, like made street racing cars and stuff like that. And I always just kind of had the motorsport engineering blood in me, and it kind of just like matured into wanting to be a racing driver. And I also was inspired by Lewis Hamilton, who's a professional Formula One driver, and he's also black. And the way I would promote it here at school, I always say, like, I always use Roger Carruth as an example, because they always end up sending him to me. They're like, hey, look at this black dude who's at a HBCU who's like a NASCAR driver. I'm like, yeah, that's me too, but I just haven't really, gotten out there yet. But I always use him as an example. And
What's next?
yeah.
Yeah, what's next for you? You're in your sophomore year of college. I know you want to be, one day, be a NASCAR driver, or to compete in the in those type of competitions and that league. What is your plan after you graduate?
My plan after I graduate is to obviously use my engineering degree to always have a backup plan. Like I will
Yeah,
always be in the racing field. Like I will either be a pit crew member or an engineer designing the car or a mechanic for the car or some kind of way tied into motorsports. And
yeah.
eventually I do want to have my own predominantly black racing team and racing track. So that way I can tap into those young kids who may not have a dad that I did to like nurture my burning desire to be a racing driver and just kind of like navigate the black community to do things that we all can do. You know what I'm saying? Like look at like black tennis players, black soccer players, black lacrosse players. Like do what everyone else is doing. And that's what my main goal is, to inspire everybody else.
Well, thank you so much, Jahan Davis, for coming on Historically Black Sense News. We appreciate your time. Let everybody know how they can, watch your stuff, or when's your next race. Let everybody know your information before we let you go.
Yeah, my Instagram handle is my first and last name, Jahan Davis. And my other Instagram is not Jahan, NOTJAHA with two N's. And I also have a YouTube channel called Black Excellence Racing. Stay tuned. The next time I do end up driving, I will be uploading a YouTube video there. But yes, my inbox is always open. Y'all can email me, Davis13 at gmail. I always open, answer my DMs, and I love everybody.
Thank you so much, Jenny. And good luck this football season in the band, too. Good luck in that heat. God bless you in Alabama.
Yes, sir. It's the Alabama Heat is no joke. I don't know what's worse between New Orleans Heat and Alabama Heat. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what's
Well,
worse.
North Carolina Heat is different too. Just let you know that as well. I go to Fayetteville State, and the Heat is different as well here in the Triangle in North Carolina. So, welcome to the South, as they say. Thank you so
Yes,
much,
sir. Yes,
Jahan, for
sir.
coming on. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, and that does it for us here at Historically Black Sense News. We appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. For all of us here at Historically Black News, I'm your host Shemai Cook. We'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.